What's up guys, Walkz here. Today we're back for another album review. Today we're going to be checking out Wretch's new album Fr32. There'll be a link in the description so you can get the album on your preferred platform. And I like the rollout of this album. I can't lie, I still haven't heard Growing Over Life. I just wasn't interested at the time. The rollout of that one didn't interest me too much. But this one, I think Wretch has planned it perfectly. The freestyle to announce it, everybody having it on their Twitter. There was just a good energy about this one. And coming off the back of Giggs' success for Wamp to them, which I've done a review to as well. There'll be a link in the description for that. Everything just feels good, so I was looking forward to this album. It's got 12 tracks on it and it starts off with DPMO, and that's produced by Sons of Sonics.
Mom say me nana sense, me nana sense. Dad say me gone again, me gone again. Them say them want me dead, them want me dead. Me sis say me nana friend, but don't piss me off no.
And the beat's dope. You got to shout out Sons of Sonics. They went in. I think this is the perfect track for an intro. It kind of embodies what an intro should be, like a UK intro feel, and I love it. I think the hook is the standout part of the song, but I like the rhyme patterns that Wretch used in the verses as well. I gave it 8 out of 10, a solid start to the album. Had me looking forward to what the rest of it was going to sound like. Then we get into track 2, Gracious, featuring Louis Kessian, produced by Sons of Sonics again.
Thirsty for my privilege, I was working on my lyrics, being timeless takes a minute. But they just wanna turn up, I'm world class, so I want the World Cup, so I'm back with a banger they can fuck with.
I took this album in on the commute to and from home, and I had this one on repeat for at least 15 minutes. This one was epic. The flow Wretch used on the first verse was very familiar. It took me a while to catch it. I had to ask some friends. Like, I knew it was Eminem, but I couldn't tell what song it was. I want to shout out to J Crack for letting me know it was from The Way I Am. I definitely wouldn't have caught that from the top of my head. I haven't listened to that song in years, but I definitely recognized it, and I like the way Wretch used it. Definitely complimented the song. He had a bar in there that really caught my ear. He said, I was working on my lyrics, being timeless takes a minute. That's real talk, I can't lie, like, and that's a hell of a punchline there still. So Wretch, shout out you for that one. At first, because the beat was so mellow, I didn't think I'd replay it that much. I didn't think it had much replay value, but I was wrong. The stabs Louis had in the background as well was epic. Like, this was just a dope song all round. I gave it a 9 out of 10, not far off perfect. Then we get into track 3, Tell Me, featuring Jelani and Kojo Funds. This one's produced by Sons of Sonics as well.
Tell me what you want, yeah. I know you want the best of me, yeah. You know that I'm your remedy, yeah.
Hello! On my first impression of hearing this one, I like the way they flipped the Whitney Houston sample. I wasn't really feeling Jelani's involvement at first, cause he's way more talented than they let him showcase. So that's kind of why I weren't eager to do a reaction video, and if you notice on my channel I didn't do one. But when I watched the video, I got the vibe of the song and I started to feel it more, and I was rating Jelani's involvement. They get me, so shout out everybody involved. Shout out Jelani himself. This is one of the best Kojo hooks he's done. Like, this hook is epic, not one to be taken lightly, so it carries the song well. I didn't like all aspects of the song, for example Wretch singing on the bridge, but I can definitely see this song being one of my playlists. I gave it a 7 out of 10. We slide into track 4, His and Hers, Perspectives.
First of all, I hate the way you talk to me, but I fucking can't stand when you're ignoring me. It's like every day you wanna go to war with me. You're crying over spilt milk and trying to wipe the floor with me.
The beat's cold, and at first I wasn't sure it was gonna go on my playlist. I think it might be one of them types you listen where you're in a chill mode, you're on a long journey, and you want some thought-provoking music, some music with deep meaning. But the concept of the song is amazing. It's second to none. It's extremely relatable, and it probably end up being timeless. Wretch said something in there that was mad. You're crying over spilled milk and trying to wipe the floor with me. When I heard that bar, I almost lost my mind. Wretch is definitely a problem. It's a great song, and with the storytelling, it keeps you paying attention. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I can't fault the concept. I can't fault any part of the song. The beat's dope. The verses were dope. Everything about it was dope. So yeah, 10 out of 10. We get into track 5, Happy, featuring Jay Warner.
This ain't love, this is vibes. Justified. Kiss the floor, touch the sky. Thank the Lord I'm alive.
It's not my favourite song on the CD. I don't dislike it. The beat's probably my favourite part of the song. I don't really have much to say about it. I've heard Jay Warner on other Wretch albums, and I think he's done way better in the past. I don't think he showcased how great he can be on this song. The song kind of has missed potential. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's above average, but not my favorite. Then we get into track 6, Good Morning, featuring Roxana Maurice.
Small girl in the big world, you may feel like you're second class to the Royal Mail. You may feel you can never ask anyone for help. You may feel you should cook and clean, and that's all we need. You may feel you should.
And I noticed the sample immediately from the beat started playing, but I couldn't kind of figure out where it was from. I had the idea that it was from a tribute song, but I got it all wrong. Again, I needed some help from my friends, and he suggested Letter to Big from Jadakiss, and the melodies are definitely similar between the two. I would have preferred a more hip-hop drum orientated song over the sample choice, but it's still a decent song. The chorus is really full and gives it an uplifting vibe, and Wretch had a bar in here as well. Small girl in a big world, you may feel like you're second class to the Royal Mail. That bar there, I pulled it up as soon as I heard it. That bar's definitely very deep, definitely shines on the problems that women face in society, so it's definitely a bar that I appreciated. Again, the chorus is really full, the vocals have really been brought out, and it gives it an immersive feeling, a surround sound type of feel. And Roxana's voice is angelic. She is a problem. Like, she gave man chills when I was listening to that. Shout out Roxana. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and that's only because of the drums. Next we get into track 7, Power, featuring Jay Warner.
Power, 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 power. Power, 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 power.
And first of all, the beat is epic. Swiss Beats drum pattern as well. Listen, this one here is litty, so lit. It really had me losing my mind. And Jay Warner really redeemed himself on this one. Cause the one before, weren't really feeling, but on this one, he showed you how great he is. He showed the Jay Warner that I was waiting to hear on this album. I ended up pulling the track back when Wretch said one particular bar. Cause their goal is to sell a Henry to Thierry. Like, it took me 2 bars to clock it, and then I pulled it back. I'm like, damn, bro, take it light on me, please. You've been doing this to me for too many songs, man. I didn't like the slow breakdown on the beat near the beginning of the song, but the Afro swing variation at the end surprised me, and it's lit. It is definitely lit. I like the Afro swing part of the song. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 only because of the slow breakdown. This one here is lit. Then we get into track 8, Break Fast, featuring Young Bane and Avellino.
She loving me presents, even though me never come with no presents, me still I give. She love me ever since. She hear me ever sent, oh Lord, oh.
And I thought Young Bane on the intro was actually the chorus, and then the beat dropped and I was mad. This is one of the best beats in the album. I definitely rate it highly. It doesn't show me who produced it on Genius, but shout out whoever did. You did a great job on this one. And Wretch comes through with the yard accent, and me being Jamaican, I appreciated it. I was gassed. If you see my reaction to Krypton Conan For Me, you know I rate the yard accent already. And Wretch said something like, she's loving my presence, even though I didn't come with presents, I'm still a gift. When he said that in the yard accent, I pulled the tune back up, you get me? And Wretch was getting in punchline after punchline. This was filled with punchlines. But then we got into the chorus. I liked the break fast bar, but I definitely didn't want to hear it repeated for a whole chorus. I think Young Bane should have been the hook, like they missed the opportunity with that one. And then Avellino come in, he was going in as well, but then he got cut short. I didn't like how short his verse was. I wanted to hear the Young Fire Old Flame combination a bit more, and I feel like they missed out with this one. They could have done so much better with this song, being that the beat is so hard, being that Wretch went in with his verse. So I gave it 6.5 out of 10 because it had mad potential, but it didn't live up to it. Moving into track 9, Color Purple, featuring Koji Radical.
Never spend your whole life waiting for the life that you wanna live. Never spend your whole life waiting for the life that you wanna live.
Wretch started it off with something meaningful, so it kind of set the tone for what was going to be the theme throughout the song. The beat was more of a chilled, mellow down one, so I knew I wasn't going to listen to it too many times after this. But saying that, it is a very, very well produced song, and me being a producer, I definitely appreciate all the elements in the song. So shout out whoever made that one. Again, it doesn't show me on Genius, but they deserve their credit. I gave the song a 6.8 out of 10 because I liked it better than the last one, but I also like Tell Me a little bit more. We move on to track 10, Time. This one's produced by Sons of Sonics again, and they're going in on the whole album.
Time won't be on your side like I am, like I am.
I don't really have much to say about this one. It's Wretch venting, it's really personal to him, and people that are going through similar situations and have been through similar situations definitely relate to this one. So I definitely recommend that you do check it out. I'm kind of neutral to it, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, but that's not saying that it isn't a very powerful song. It's just that some people will appreciate it more than I will. We get into the second last track, Thug's Prayer.
Fuck prayer. Pray that our mothers are safe. Dad prayer. Pray that our children are raised properly.
And when the intro, the beat comes on, you're kind of confused, thinking what's going on here, and then it drops into a Drake-S type beat, and yo, that caught my attention. This beat is litty. The pad on there, my producers know what I'm talking about. It definitely grabs your attention. The bar that caught my attention was my uncle's telling me we should leave or be quiet, but they're trying to take our treasure, we're beefing with pirates. If you know anything about the social issues in the US or the UK right now, you'll understand how meaningful that bar is. Shout out Wretch for touching on that. He used this platform and I rate him for it. And I like the song, I can't really find too many faults of it. The chorus again is filling, it's immersive, that surround sound type of feel. Really powerful song. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and that's just because I like His and Hers and Power are slightly better. If it weren't for those two songs, I probably would have rated it higher. Then we get into the last track of the album. Track 12, Whistle featuring Deneo and Kojo Funds, and this one's produced by Rams. Shout out Rams, guy. He produced my bro Double S's song Radio. That one's lit.
Drink up, smoke up, turn up. Mix up, rise up, burn up. Rise up, we link up, we harness. Couple gal, couple tinas, couple tarners.
And it sounds more like a Deneo type song. Like, I was surprised that Rams produced it. There isn't a UK project that doesn't have Deneo on it at the moment. He's going hard. His work rate is mental. Shout out him. The song isn't really my style, but I can definitely see it working on a more mainstream level. A kind of crossover between urban and pop culture. It can do a lot if worked right. I gave it a 5 out of 10 because I'm kind of neutral to the song. I can appreciate how well it will do in certain areas, but it isn't something that I really feel too much. And it would have been a 6 if it weren't for what Kojo did in the song. I've said previously on my Kojo Funds reaction with Chip calling that Kojo was a bit inconsistent at times. I think this is one of them times, and he's definitely more talented than he showed on this song. Overall, I gave the album an 8 out of 10, and that's a solid album. I don't think any album will get a 10 out of 10, and that's just because there's always going to be songs that you don't feel that much or you don't like. So for Wretch to get an 8 out of 10, that just means the album's amazing, and I rate it highly. I definitely recommend that you go get it, you go have a listen, you stream, purchase, whatever your preferred platform is, go check it out. A very well produced album, a very well thought, meaningful, conceptual, great album. There's a link in the description for you to check it out. Make sure you do. It's got my stamp of approval. And as I said before, I haven't heard Growing Over Life yet, so let me know in the comments if you want to hear that or what album review you want to see me do. Shout out Wretch, Fr32 is a dope album. We're on the road to 1k subscribers, so make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button to become a part of Notification Gang. I've been Walkz, I'm out. Peace and love.